Chasing the stars, we'll stride into the dawn. Never back down till the battle is won. Face each foe with hearts brave and true, unafraid of the unknown, because I'll face it all with you. Hello, I'm the reviewer. You review it, I review you. This is my partner, Mr. It. Today we'll be looking at Schaffrillas' video on Shrek the Musical.
Funding for Schaffrillas is provided by...
Since this is the first Schaffrillas video we're looking at, something that kind of bugs me that honestly isn't even entirely his fault. I hate how there's a decent portion of the internet who sees Tamatoa's face and doesn't think of Moana or the shockingly catchy song this character sings. Rather, they immediately think of this content creator.
Let's just fucking get this over with.
You know nobody's making you do this video, right?
Shrek the Musical is not ungodly awful.
Oh, we're off to a fantastic start.
It's such a gross misinterpretation of what Shrek represents. DreamWorks became the very thing they swore to destroy.
A funny comment considering half of DreamWorks movies until the late 2000s were actively Disney ripoffs.
I know this musical has its fans, and that's totally fine. Maybe you guys should sit this one out.
As one of those fans, I appreciate the opportunity, but this video has given me some things I'd like to talk about, and makes an excellent springboard. I will give credit, though, that he's at least not doing that thing that some people do where they try to claim everyone who likes this thing I hate is objectively wrong.
One of the defining attributes of the Shrek franchise is its music.
Beyond I'm a believer in the first film and holding out for a hero in Shrek 2, I sincerely disagree, but go on.
Shrek would not be Shrek without somebody.
No, it just wouldn't be the meme factory it is without that.
Shrek subverts our expectations and lets us know that it is diametrically opposed to the tropes and trappings of classic Disney movies by opening with that iconic somebody.
The tone setter is Shrek wiping his ass with a storybook, showing a subversion of not just Disney, but fairy tales in general. While I can see at least the type of music being an active choice against traditional musicals, to me it always came off more as DreamWorks going,
"Howdy do, fellow kids."
And not only is the pop culture music a great subversive touch, but any attempt within the first movie for a character to break out into song is promptly thwarted. Just to really hammer in the point that this is not a happy-go-lucky Disney musical. Donkey starts singing a traditional Disney-esque song.
Every song Donkey tries to sing in the movie is a pop culture reference. Fiona and Robin Hood are definitely taking pot shots at Disney, though, I'll give you that.
Why in the name of God's green earth would you ever remove one of the most fundamentally important aspects of Shrek when adapting it to a new medium?
Because at best, the song choices in Shrek are a fun detail that helps the tone and nowhere near as important as the characters, plot, and writing.
How do you not understand how crucial it is for Shrek to open up with that sweet somebody?
Because it's not. Arguably, the issue in the opening number is that there's no real sense of Shrek literally shitting on fairy tale convention.
What we have now is something radically identical to a Disney theater production, with a couple more crude jokes than usual. And I'm sorry, but that just misses the point of Shrek so hard that it's kind of insane.
While that has absolutely nothing to do with the music, I will concede that while the show does take jabs at the genre, it's a much more sincere fairy tale than the movie was, and that's a bit of a problem adaptation-wise.
Now, I don't know about you boys, but when a movie gets adapted into a musical, I kinda want there to be some substantial changes or improvements in order to really justify the adaptation. Not everyone will agree with me on that. Some people just want to see the same story on stage as close to the original as possible.
Personally, I think just adding musical numbers is enough of a substantial change to make it worth it. And even when adapting a movie that's already a musical, it can be fun to see how it's handled in the medium of live theater.
But I prefer when a musical adaptation can use the movie's story and characters as a springboard for new ideas that are superior to the work they're based on.
I mean, that definitely elevates a musical, but not a necessity for it to be good.
Shrek the Musical isn't entirely a one-to-one copy of the original film. It does add stuff, but the stuff it adds only really bloats the story and makes it feel more muddled.
I find that the musical numbers add to the characters and their emotions, and deepens Shrek and Fiona's relationship beyond, oh hey, she's gross too!
For instance, the fairy tale creatures now have a quote-unquote subplot where they realize it's okay to be quote-unquote freaks. The reason I added quotes to the word subplot was because this literally comes up in the last 20 minutes of the musical.
As much as I do love Freak Flag as a number, I can't deny it doesn't really add much to the plot.
So we get bombarded with some lame comedy before Fiona transforms into an ogre and the scene plays out exactly as it did in the movie. The fairy tale creatures literally didn't change the scene at all. They just interrupted a strong emotional moment for no reason.
An argument can be made that it could have been handled better, but there is a practical purpose for this. It's so that the ogre transformation has time to happen behind the scenes. In fact, stage musicals in general add a lot of sequences that don't further the plot, but give the cast and crew time to work on stuff backstage.
And there's a lot of other weird new changes as well. Like, Farquaad has this whole backstory about how he's the son of one of the 7 dwarfs, and it kind of takes a problem with his character in the original and makes it worse. Like, I'm sure you've seen all those memes pointing out how Shrek is a movie about loving yourself and not caring what society thinks of you. But then they continuously ridicule Farquaad for being short. This is one of many reasons why they should have just kept it a visual gag and not made jokes about it 24/7.
Actually, come to think of it, I realized that by establishing Farquaad as essentially a fairy tale creature himself, it kinda adds a new dimension to his character. Where in Freak Flag, the fairy tale creatures realize they should accept themselves, Farquaad is actively ashamed of who he is and where he came from. Would have been better if the musical actually did something with that, but it's something to think about.
And don't even get me started on the dragon. Like, it's a giant puppet, that's pretty cool. And I guess it can talk/sing now. Okay, I guess I'm on board for that. But the really weird part is that it's got these 3 dragon ladies who are speaking for it, like a Greek chorus or something.
On the one hand, the harmonies make the song sound extra cool. On the other hand, yeah, it's kind of an odd decision.
And the dragon goes from wanting to eat Donkey to wanting to make sweet, hot, steamy love to him after he sings for like 30 seconds. It's extremely abrupt and it doesn't flow well at all.
Yeah, compared to the movie where it's literally just as abrupt. The only difference here is Donkey is singing his compliments.
Also, you gotta love that song where Shrek and Fiona are arguing over who had the most trauma in their childhood. It's really cool to see them both dismiss and belittle each other's trauma. It really makes me like them both so much. Great job, musical.
Oh my god. The point is they both think they had the worst childhood until the end, where they realize that they're not so different.
Another problem is that I just don't think the chemistry between Shrek and Donkey is that strong in this show. Throughout the first act, I hardly ever get a sense that these two are bonding or becoming friends, when that's an incredibly crucial piece of the story.
Honestly, I feel like the musical does it better. Out of all of Shrek and Donkey's conversations, less of them in the musical boil down to Shrek is annoyed.
How do you imagine he delivered the iconic line, "What are you doing in my swamp?" Go ahead, imagine it.
What are you doing in my swamp?
This is how he actually delivered it.
What are you doing in my swamp?
This is kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing. On one level, it's iconic for a reason. On another level, allow the actors the freedom to give their own line delivery without worrying about how it sounds in the original.
But yeah, Who I'd Be is great. Finally, a song that justifies this show's musical format by adding something to the original story. Something really strong dramatically. You did it, Shrek the Musical. You're not completely worthless, just mostly worthless.
You know, it's bits like that that make me doubt any level of sincerity in trying to find the good. Like, you really can't praise something that works without immediately going back to unnecessary insults.
He has a sad moment in every one of these films, but he doesn't cry until the last one. The fact that he doesn't cry for so long makes it more impactful when he finally does. And in my opinion, the same should have held true for this musical in terms of Shrek singing. Shrek does not strike me as a musical character, even within a musical itself. Donkey, Fiona, Farquaad, these are all very theatrical people who I can easily picture singing about their feelings on the regular, which they do. But I just don't see this happening with Shrek. I feel like if Who I'd Be was the first time we ever heard Shrek sing in this show, it would have had way more impact than it already did.
While I don't fully agree with this take, as I do like the moments Shrek sings before this, I can't deny that if they had done that, it would have been a great bit of subtle storytelling. Overall, I have mixed feelings about this review. On the one hand, Schaffrillas does make some decent points about how Shrek the Musical works as an adaptation of the movie. Some I can actually agree with, and some not. On the other hand, many of those points feel so dipped in venom that I don't want to agree with them. Honestly, I feel like if he didn't play up the whole "I hate this is awful, grr" attitude of the mostly now gone by caustic critic era of online reviews, then I'd have a bit more respect for what is, at the end of the day, just a differing opinion from my own. I'm the reviewer. You review it, I review you.
Our next match in the Multiversal Magic Tournament, Mystiss versus Sir Jeremy.
So, what do we know about this guy? Sir Jeremy the Paladin. According to his dossier, Sir Jeremy is your pretty typical hero type. However, he believes to be the favored servant of Bahamut. What makes him think that? Well, reports claim that he is almost unnaturally lucky. Most of his victories have been due to an insane series of fortunate circumstances. For example, he apparently once accidentally slayed a dragon from several miles away, all because he lost control of a magic lance. He likely believes his stroke of luck to be the blessings from his god.
Good tidings, fair madame. 'Tis a pleasure. Though I do wish I didn't have to meet such a fair lady on the field of battle.
Unless that means you're going to forfeit, I suggest you give it a rest.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of surrendering. Would be an insult to both my honor and yours.
This match shall be a traditional joust. The first combatant to hit the ground is the loser. Begin!
I must admit, I'm impressed. Most of my opponents fall in the first bout.
Well, I'm tougher than I look, pretty boy. Victory is mine!
Do not count me out just yet.
But I knocked you off your horse!
I believe the rule was whomever hits the ground first is the loser.
So you're saying we can fall off our horses all we want as long as we don't hit the ground?
'Tis the rule.
Got it.
I don't like that look on her face. I do. She's got a plan.
And the winner is Mystiss!
Well, I suppose even I can't win all the time. Well fought.